What if one day you walk into your office and you try to open the door and you suddenly discover that you've been locked out? And you see a notice on the door that says you can't access your office for the next 12 months. What happens? Recently I had an experience in a hotel I checked in. I was supposed to stay for 2 days, so pay for 2 days in advance. And along the line, I needed to extend for another 3 days. So an extra day was paid. But because the extra 1 day was paid for, it was keyed into the system. So by the third day, when I tried to gain access to the room, I discovered I had been locked out. But then think about it. What if in your business? What will happen if you are denied access to your business for the next 12 months? What will be the fate of your business? Basically, today we want to talk about your business model and the way you run your business. Because a lot of times, what we don't take into consideration in designing the way we run our business, in designing our business model, is we fail to ask ourselves, what if something happens to us as the business owner? What if something happens to our management team? What happens to the business? So let me give you a particular example. A friend recently traveled to the US. She had a business in Nigeria and she asked her managers to keep running it. And she was away for about 12 months. After 12 months, she came back to Nigeria, and when she came back, she could not recognize the business because those who she left to manage the business had practically ruined everything in the business. And she was forced to sell the business at a giveaway price. Now, there's also somebody else that I know who runs his own business. He has been out of the country for the past 5 years. But do you know what? His staff don't even know when he's around and when he's not around. Because he has designed his business in such a way that whether he's there or not, the business could run on its own. So my question to you now is, let's look at the various scenarios that could happen. Assuming for whatever reasons, probably e-health, probably some family issues, probably you need to travel out of the country, and this thing warrants that you'll be out of your business for the next 12 months, what happens? The question you now need to start to ask yourself at this moment is, what is the current management situation in my organization? How is it that if I'm not there, who is the next in line who takes command and gives authority to others? And you can also, probably now you have a manager who is overseeing things at your company. But the question you also need to ask yourself is, in the time of emergency, in the times of crisis, is this the best person that you want to run your business for the next 12 months? What this tells you is that as a business owner at any particular point, you must understand that it's possible for you to be knocked out for at least 1 year or beyond, for whatever reason. It means that you now need to go back to look at the current leadership structure in your company. Who are those in position of authority? Who are those? And these people that are in position of authority in your company, are those the kind of people who can take critical decisions when you are not there? Most importantly, these people, have you decided to put them in scenario to test their leadership capacity? The person you call your manager, have you tried to step back a bit, create a scenario and put the person in charge to manage it? Recently I was with one of the highest top lawyers in Nigeria and we were discussing. I said, you know what? That he can travel out of the country for years because he is more like the rainmaker. He attracts the customers, but he doesn't need to be there to manage the customers because his staff can handle them. That he has created the structure that whether he's there or not, his staff can. And that one of the things he does is that when he's going for high-end meetings, when he's going for top business meetings, he always takes his senior management team along with him, so that they can learn how to handle high-end business negotiation. And that a lot of time during this business negotiation, that the first time he will be the one to lead, but subsequently he will ask his team continue the discussion because he is grooming them for situation and scenario where he's not around. And he has said he has found situation where things has forced him to be out of the business for a year, 2 years, but because of the way he has groomed his team, they have been able to manage things very, very well. The second scenario you should ask yourself what happens is about your finance. Now, what do I mean by finance? Recently, I just discovered that one of my ATM card had expired. And based on that, I can't really do any withdrawal from that particular account. So it means that I can only use my online banking platform. But one of the things that came to my mind was, what if this was my key account finance source for the business, and for whatever reason I'm indisposed and there's no ATM card, or nobody has access to the PIN number of the ATM card? The question is, your finances, are they structured around you? Is your business designed in such a way that when you are not there, somebody else can also start to make financial decisions and also dispense cash, dispense funds in a way that you will also be happy in the way the funds are dispensed? What this means is that you will now need to go back and ask yourself, for all those accounts that you are operating as the sole signatory to it, do you need to start to put other measures in place such that if for whatever reasons you are indisposed, other people in your businesses can access the fund, probably have a two-layer system whereby those people can now have, either only you can sign or both of them must need to sign. But there has to be a system where people must be able to access funds in your organization to execute their tasks and responsibility when you are not around. It shouldn't just be that things are done only when you are around. When you are not around, people should be able to say, yes, these are the things that need to be executed, and these are the funds to execute them. These are the tools to execute them. Give your people access to resources. There has to be somebody who has to be able to access finances in your absence. These are key areas of determining the sustainability of a particular business. Now, the other area which is very critical, and for this particular area too, I must admit that I'm also at fault, but I'm seriously working on it. This is whereby one person is handling a critical aspect of the business that every other thing revolves around him. Now, what do I mean by this? Recently, we were looking at our customer base, and we're trying to analyze how did we attract each of these particular customers. And for almost about 90 to 95% of the customers we had, it was discovered that almost 95% of them came through me. Which means, if for instance, if for any reason something happens and I'm indisposed for the next 12 months, that this business can only recycle the current customers they have. Ask yourself, what are the critical areas that you are handling alone in your business? What are these key areas that you need to look at and say, if I take out my hand from this place, this business will crash because I'm the only pillar supporting this particular area of this business? Now is the time for you to start to look at it. Is it, for instance, like me, where all the customers are coming from me? Or is it in the area of finance where you are the sole person who manages everything about the finance? Are there people you have empowered so much that critical areas of your business depend solely on these people, and others don't know how to operate those areas? There's a story I heard about a man who was empowered so much to handle a technical area in this business, in the business in the US. Now, one day, this man was caught in a very, very bad act, and because of the situation he was caught in, now the company had to go back to this man that they had fired for serious indiscretion and now bring him back as a contractor to continue handling this particular role for which was fired. Now, it's more like a dog going back to his vomit. Now, why would a top company do that? Because they groom a particular area to be handled by only one person. What I've been talking about all this while is that you must look at your business model. And that is what we're going to be looking at our Business Scale-Up Masterclass in the next session. I invite you to come and join the Business Scale-Up Masterclass with the Wise Counselor, where we look at different aspects of businesses. So we'll be looking at your business model to help you see what are the key areas that can sink that business that you depend so much on. A key area that you neglect, that you don't assess and say, what are the likely scenarios that might happen that if any of my staff or myself are taken out for the next 12 months, that this business will be affected seriously. So if you're a business owner and you are, especially those of you who are in Lagos or around in Nigeria, I invite you to join our business masterclass. It's a business club where we teach business owners how to run their businesses effectively and find a pathway to millions in the particular business they're running in. Now, this masterclass is purely for business owners who have businesses that they're currently running. So if you want to join this particular masterclass, reach out to us on WhatsApp on 08023622171. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you in the masterclass where we'll throw more light, give more insight on this business model and the areas that can sink your business when, if for any particular reason, you have to be out. Thank you for listening, and God bless you.